Today I'm taking you through a mat Pilates practice. We'll be on the floor for this entire session, so make sure you have enough space around you. We'll start by connecting with our breath. Placing your hands on your rib cage, we'll breathe in through the nose, expand the ribs out wide, and a slow breath out through the mouth, thinking about zipping the belly in and up as we engage through our abdominals, starting to wake up our transverse abdominis, the deeper core. Deep breath in through the nose, slow breath out through the mouth. Now we'll find our neutral spine, bringing your hands into the shape of a diamond with the thumbs in the belly button, rocking the hips gently forward and back, squashing the lower back down and then creating space. We'll then find that spot where our diamond is flat and your spine is pressing evenly into your mat. Maintaining that neutral spine, we'll float the right leg to a tabletop, extend it long, bring it back into your tabletop to draw it gently back down. We'll keep alternating from the left to right, taking your time as you move. You might even place your hands on your hips, using them as a stopper, as you want your knees to stop above the hips each time. In that strong tabletop position, your foot is in line with the knee above the hip. You can always take your leg lower in that extension, feeling the core working a little more. But if you find the lower back starts to arch, we'll keep that leg up a little higher. Moving through your last one now, and we can float the legs back down, take a little shake out from side to side. Moving now into our glute bridge. You should be able to brush the backs of your ankles and your feet will stay hip width apart. Hands might be gently resting on your mat, or you might even like to float them to the sky. As you exhale, we're going to tuck, peel, lift our hips up one vertebrae at a time, and then gently melt down upper back, middle back, lower back. Continue with this movement, feeling each bone pressing gently back down. Your shoulders will stay relaxed, bringing your hips up higher than your rib cage, squeezing through the back body, and inhale to relax back down. Driving through the heels of your feet, let's move through 2 more. And now it's time to pulse it out. Draw the hips halfway down, squeeze up and lift. Nice smooth pulses here, again driving through the heels of your feet. Let's pulse it out for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's gently relax, melting down vertebrae by vertebrae, and let the knees shake out from side to side. We'll now combine those last 2 movements. Once again, set yourself up coming into that bridge, rolling out 1 vertebrae at a time. Holding your hips higher than the ribs, we'll float our right leg to tabletop, extend, bring it back to your tabletop, float back down. We'll continue to move from one side to the other, maintaining that nice neutral spine, and your hips will stay nice and stable. Option to bring the hips down for a little less or for a little more. We'll hold the hips up the entire time. You can reset the hips whenever you need, again making sure that we are keeping them nice and still as we move. Core, glutes, whole back body is working hard to keep us stable here. Let's move through 1 more on each side. Now for a little less, you can keep both feet on the mat. Otherwise, let's come into our single leg glute bridge and pulsing it out. Right leg in that tabletop. Let's lower the hips halfway down, squeeze and lift. Driving through that left heel, we're here for another 3, 2, 1. Let's float the right leg down, left leg to that tabletop position, and let's start pulsing. Nice and strong, driving those hips up. Breathe through it. We're here for just 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that left leg down. And then again, let's relax down bone by bone. Little shake out or hug the knees to your chest. You might move through a few more pelvic tilts, little moment to reset through the spine, whatever your body needs. Then let's bring our hands to our temples, elbows wide. Inhale to the ribs, exhale to crunch and lift. We'll keep space between our chin and chest. Continue to move with a breath. Exhale to crunch up. Inhale to relax back down. Thinking about drawing your rib cage down to your hips, belly button zipping in and up. Inhale is where we'll relax the belly, relax the body down. On your next one, we're going to hold that crunch and little pulses here now. Lift, keeping the shoulder blades off the mat, maybe trying to peel up that little bit higher. 3, 2, 1, and let's relax. Again, we're combining that tabletop with single leg extension to our crunch. At the same time as we crunch up, we're going to float the leg to tabletop, hold the crunch as you extend, and then lower the leg back down, release the crunch. Continue moving from that right leg to left leg. Exhale, we crunch, leg in tabletop, extend a little lower for a little more, and inhale to relax it back down. Moving through one more combo on each side. Then we're going to add on an oblique twist, crunching up, left elbow to right knee, extend right leg, come out of that crunch, repeat, lower, and continue opposite elbow to opposite knee. Great combination, working our coordination here, as well as working the core and our obliques. Trying to peel that shoulder blade up a little more each time without pulling on the head. Again, there's still space between chin and chest. And let's finish off this side now, and then we can take a little moment to reset, shake out if you need. Maybe let the head also rock gently from side to side. Now we're going to float both legs up to our tabletop position, keeping the legs at a 90-degree angle, hands by the head. Coming to our bicycle crunch, one option, you could keep the legs at that 90-degree angle, tapping one foot down towards the mat, or you might extend one leg long as you crunch over and across to the opposite knee. Again, making these movements as big or as small as you like. This is your practice. But now, can we start to speed things up a little more? I know your abs are probably on fire, mine were here, but let's keep moving. You got it. Let's make it even stronger now for our last 8, 7, 6, you got it. Just 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug it in, relax back down. Nice work. And coming now into a side lying position, we'll roll onto our right side. We can extend that right arm out long. We want to make sure that our hips are stacked and your feet will be in line with your hips. Coming into our clam. Your top hand could be in front for support or on the hip for a little bit more of a challenge. Floating your left leg up as wide as your hips allow. Maintaining that neutral spine, hips stacked facing forward. Moving into our next level, float the feet up. We continue to open up in that clam, squeezing through that left glute, and then slowly release with control. That left glute should be feeling nice and warm. We've got one more addition here, adding in another leg extension. Let's hold that leg, extend, bend, and float. Squeezing through that left glute. Holding it strong, kicking out, pointing the toes as you do so. Moving through just one more combo here, and then coming back with those feet glued together as we start to pulse it up in that clam now. Squeeze that knee, lift. Just 3, 2, and extend once again. We're going to stay with that extension, bend and kick. Again, let's point the toes. Can we extend that leg up a little higher? We've got just one more little burnout coming. Let's hold that leg long on that extension and pulse it up, little inches here. This is our last little bit on that left side. You've got 4, 3, 2, and let's gently fold back down. A little punch out there if you need. We'll give the glutes a little bit of a break now as we come into a side plank series. So we'll come up onto that right forearm. Again, hips will stay stacked and you have the option to keep the knees bent. Otherwise, a little more. Can we take the legs out nice and long? We're going to cross that left leg on top. We'll start to thread that left hand through. Eye gaze will follow and then extend back up. Make sure we're nice and strong as we push up and out of that right forearm. Option, you could also do this on the right hand if you prefer. Again, we'll follow that left hand so we can make this rotation even bigger. And then let's hold up nice and strong in that side plank for our hip dips now. Halfway down, press back up. And for our finisher on this side, let's hold strong in that side plank. Can you float that left leg up for a little bit more of a challenge? Keep breathing, you got it. 3, 2, and relax. Well done. Let's come into our chest opening stretch. You can bend the knees, reaching both arms forward. Take a big breath in as that left arm opens up to the sky, reaching back behind you. Once again, eye gaze will follow that left hand. You might even like to just open and hold that stretch, taking nice deep breaths. And then rolling onto your back. Once again, we'll come into our figure 4 stretch. Stretching out that left glute, crossing the heel over on top of the right thigh. You might even hug the legs in a little closer for a deeper stretch. Keep pressing that left knee away from you for a deeper stretch through the left glute. And then make our way over onto our left side, ready to even out the body now. So again, we're going to start with that clam series. Make sure the hips are stacked. There's a little gap under your waistline so the core will stay active. This time, it's that right leg that's floating up to the sky, keeping the hips nice and stable. And let's come into that clam level 2. Let's float the feet up and continue to open and close. Again, with that top arm, it could be in front on your hip or maybe to the sky like so, whatever works for you. Moving through another 4 before we add on that leg extension in 3, 2, and let's hold up from here. Extend, bend, and gently lower. Continue to move through this combination, firing up that right glute this time. You got it. Using your breath into the nose, out the mouth. Moving through one more combination now, and then again, we've got those pulses. Let's lift, pulse in that clam level 2. You've got just 3, 2, and let's extend that right leg out long and fold. Exhale, kick. Inhale, bend. Try to keep that leg up as high as you can. Just 4, 3, 2, point the toes. Let's hold that leg long and pulse up, up. You got it. Little higher if we can now. 3, 2, 1. Let's gently fold, bend, and again, if you need a little pat on the back, punch it out. Now coming into that side plank series, you might have done it on the knee before, maybe on the forearm or hand. Otherwise, choose your level. You might come into that full plank. This time it's our right leg threading over the left. Coming into our thread the needle, reaching through, and then extending up. Stacking the shoulders as you extend for the sky. trying to find a little more reach each time. Holding now in that side plank, let's dip halfway down, press up. Keep pulsing for 3, 2, 1, let's hold. Maybe extending and holding that top leg up for a little more. Hold strong, you got it. Deep breaths. And then gently starting to release back down onto your mat. Coming into that side lying position again as we move into that chest opening stretch. Big breath in to open, eye gaze following that top hand. Try to keep the hips stacked as you move through this. You might even like to hold that stretch a little longer. We'll move through one more nice big stretch. And then making your way onto your back as we come into our figure 4 stretch. Crossing that right leg over on top. And again, you might even hug the legs closer to your chest for a deeper stretch. Feel free to move in any way that your body needs. Maybe drawing circles with that left foot. Slowing the breath down just that little bit more. Then gently releasing back down. You might like to hug the knees to your chest or just take a big stretch out. And then we'll finish our practice with 3 deep mindful breaths, allowing the shoulders to relax, breathing deeply in and out through your nose. Feel free to stay and stretch out a little more if you need, but I'd like to thank you for joining me for this practice, and I hope that you enjoyed.